Hello and welcome back to the YouTube channel. We are here with a different draft league this time. We are doing Cramorant Draft League. We are the first ever Champions M-A format draft league. I don't know if that's actually true, but I'm gonna lie and say it is anyways. I'm here with Cece. Say hello.
Hello. I am once again being forced to do another draft league with this loser. And this time I actually have to put more work in, which is even worse, because it's
Yeah, I
VGC.
don't know. I am not very experienced in VGC. I did make it to Master Ball in Pokemon Champions, and that's about all of my experience.
Everyone and their dog made it to Master Ball. Making it to Master Ball is not hard, you just need to play consistently.
Yeah. Uh, so I don't know too much about VGC. CC knows a lot more than me.
Unfortunately, with me
So this is
being
gonna be
selected.
fun.
We are doing
Yes.
this the same way we did the last draft. We're going in reverse order because this loser got 15th pick again, and I want to get that one out of the way, especially because I had the biggest
Somehow.
hand in drafting that team specifically. So I want to just get that out of the way. So we're going in reverse order. So you got pick one. Scroll to the end of the video. um, no, but shall we begin with the first team? Also,
Yes.
I'm gonna preface with this. I don't know any of you. I don't know any of your names. I will butcher them all. I intentionally or unintentionally. I don't know you people. The only one I know
I
is this
know
loser.
three people here. I know
That's nice.
three people.
Anyways,
Albeit one of them is the person who runs it. So hi, Maddie. Love you.
holy pixels. I didn't realize how pixelated these images were, but as we did with the last one, you're in it. You're starting.
Okay. So yeah, cartwheel egg. Um. So this is a Sun team. Sinisha. I've used Sinisha. It's really good. Garchomp and Earthworm are a good combo. Uh, Earthquake. It heals. Shed Tail. This is also a Trick Room team with Mega Golurk, Sinisha, Torkoal, Scovillain, probably. Oh wait, Scovillain has like 80 something speed. Scovillain is haha funny because it has Moody and Rage Powder. It's very interesting. Um, Mega Houndoom is gonna those heat waves are gonna go crazy, and then Pidgeot for Tailwind. I don't know. This seems like a decent team. I don't know how to rate these teams. I'm just gonna say, uh,
Don't
I
rate.
don't know.
I
I'm
love
not
that
gonna
we
rate.
I love that I let you talk first so we can genuinely go over how little you know about this game. Uh, Notably, Scovillain's main purpose here is chlorophyll. It like you can tell it is just a solid mon that can be fast in sun or slow in trick room because it's not base 80 speed. It's slower than that. That's why the mega is good in trick room as well. Um,
Yeah, it's 75.
um, Mimikyu is definitely the main trick room setter. Sinestro wants to be a support mon and a healer, staying in the back and switching in to use hospitality, not leading using trick room. Mimikyu is also the best trick room setter in the game, as it literally can tank any hit with a disguise. Um, the giraffe is not the best trick room setter. I don't care what people say. It is objectively better to take a free hit than to block priority. Um, Kangaskhan is solid fake out support. Um, of course, Garchomp being one of the most used and best mods in the format. with not only Earthworm but also Pidgeot to just be able to Earthquake spam is always very solid. Mega Golurk, of course, getting the nerfed version of Unseen Fist, still very viable. You just always have to remember that Poltergeist is not a contact move, so it doesn't actually proc Unseen Fist. Um, but overall, this team is looking very solid for um, how this draft is. Also, do you want me to explain how the points work? Because you did not mention.
Oh, here, yeah, let me explain. So you had 110 points to draft 10 Pokemon. However, you also had 20 points to draft Megas. So as you can see here, Cartwheel did 7 points for Mega Houndoom, 10 points for Mega Golurk. Some people only have one Mega. They got an expensive one. Other people have multiple. Oh, I think one person has like three. Actually,
I,
did
I don't
I
know.
don't know if
One of
anyone
them.
got more than two, but like you hypothetically could have gotten like four megas.
Yeah, if you drafted
It would
all
have
the
been
bad
good
megas.
megas.
Notably, these 20 points are not extra. They're included in your 110, and anything you don't spend on your mega
Yes.
gets added back into your total. So for example, we
Yeah, and
have a
technically
10
you
point
didn't
mega
have to
and a
draft a
7.
mega.
Yes, there is a 10-point mega and a 7-point mega. That is 17 of the 20 points. Those other 3 points just went back into the pool. Um, Overall, I think this team is very mobile. You have very heavy Sun, very heavy Trick Room, and you can also just kind of go a balance, not even running either, because you just straight up don't have to. So I think this team is pretty solid. I'd probably give it an A minus.
Yeah, what CC said.
Also known as I can't form an opinion because I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm here to say things. Speaking of saying
I don't
things,
know enough I don't know enough to give a great opinion. I can just give an opinion, but it's not super informed. But
also,
yeah,
I
this
will
is my
say
team.
the last recap we did for a league took 2 hours and 21 minutes. I would like that to not
This
be
will
a thing.
not.
So start
It
talking
will
and then
not.
I'll talk about your team.
Yeah. So this is my team. Uh, I was like, hey, Cece, I want to get Giraffe Rig and Floette.
That's not
Somehow,
giraffe right.
Floette, sorry for Graph. Somehow, Mega Floette came to me at pick 15 because before the draft, I was like, oh yeah, you know, Mega Gengar, Mega Charizard Y, Mega Frostlass, Mega Floette, especially, are mons I'd want to use, but there's no way I'm getting to them at pick 15. And then I did. Also, Megazard Y did not get drafted.
I'm pretty sure
Um,
like
but so
most
yeah,
of
I'm
the
like,
things
hey,
you wanted would have made it to you, I think other than Mega Lass.
Lass and Gengar got taken. I'm pretty sure. But besides that, yeah, a lot of the stuff I wanted got to me. Um, Farigiraf is one of my favorite Pokemon, and it happens to be really good in VGC, and so I wanted to get that. And Mega Floette, I've been having an absolute blast with it in Champions, and so I'm like, hey, what's a plan around this? And CC built a plan, and we
Got
got
sniped
parts of
every
it.
time. No, no, don't even say we got parts of it. We got sniped like every fucking step of the way. When I tell
Well,
you,
we got Vivillon and
okay, no,
Arcaludon.
no, 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 no. Let me point this out. Let me speak. Let me speak, Piccolo. Uh, um,
Not a big fan of the government.
yeah, yeah, no. Ceruledge, Runerigus, Gallade, Pangoro, and Glalie were not in the original plan. We got sniped at least 5 times, and the things that we wanted to pick got sniped over the top of what we were picking.
I will say, Runerigus was an executive decision by me because I wanted Renarigus over Pythagoras
Yeah,
because Pythagoras was a part of the plan, but I'm like, actually, I want Renarigus instead. So we got Renarigus. Pythagoras was available, but I wanted Renarigus.
there is just, it
Um,
is
uh,
very obvious to tell which mons were handpicked by me and then which mons were like, ah, yes, I don't know what I'm doing, random bullshit, go. Um, kind of draft plan. Um,
and then Ceruledge also was me kind of being like, oh wait, I need some physical attackers. Instead of Armor Rouge, let's go Ceruledge.
Cerulid, well, yeah, but that was after 30 snipes. We were not at Armor Rouge
Yeah.
for a while. Um,
And then Gallade was me kind of going rogue.
so was Pangoro, so was Glalie.
Well, no, Pangoro, we need a dark type.
I pick and chose
Uh,
my battles, I'm gonna be real.
yeah. Some of these things I wanted versus CC wanted. Um, but yeah, this I don't know what this team is. I'm gonna be completely real. It has trick room stuff. It has some balance stuff. Uh,
Alright, instead of
I think our
me wasting
Taladon
our
can do
time
fine
and
without
yapping
rain.
for 20 minutes, let me speak. Um, because I did design 90% of this team. In theory, after snipes, it was like 20%, but um, the overall point of this team is Mega Float will have 40,000 kills by the end of the season. That is kind of the point, and everything is there to support that. If a team is faster than you can run Trick Room with Fergraph. If a team is slower than you, or has mons that like slightly outpace you, you have Vivillon for Tailwind. Vivillon also has Rage Powder, so it allows you to Calm Mind with Mega Flood if you want to. If not, you can just start dropping nukes. Um, your your Artaladon is just to cover the things Floette cannot. Runarigus is another Trick Room setter, and it just is a generally good mon. I would have preferred Cofagrigus, but you know what? We pick and choose our battles. You chose Runarigus, so we move with that. Toxapex was one of my ideas. Originally, it was going to be Toxapex and Umbreon, with the idea of if these two Mons lead a battle, Toxic the opposing two Pokemon, and just stall out, Megafloid can come in and probably finish up. It's the same logic behind why people use Mega Scovillain and why Wolfie VGC is the fucking world champ and he has that mental difference. Um, um, I think
I'm really
overall,
excited to use Pex.
yeah, I think overall this team has its quirks, and most of them are mons that were drafted not by my choice. Um, but I think Mega Float is just solid enough to say, yeah, I got this. I also really like Armor Tail for Float because then once you set your speed tiers, you will not get out prioritied. You can't get faked out. You can't get bullet punched. You can't. I mean, King Gambit Sucker Punch has killed my Floats before. But what letter grade would you give yourself?
I'm gonna be completely real. I'll give myself like a B, maybe B plus.
Hey, I didn't say your team. I said yourself. Drop it down a bit.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
myself.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That was no. That was just. I. That was. That was good. I think your team is a solid B, and I think if Megafloat wasn't on this team, it would be a solid like D minus, because Megafloat gonna be carrying. I'm gonna be so real with you.
Oh no, yeah, for sure.
Anyways, next.
Yep, we've got Aggie. um, this is a team. Mega Titar is really good, people say. I don't know why. If I were to make an assumption, I assume it's because it kicks the shit out of Mega Frostlass and Mega Zard and Gengar. So, I mean, it beats three of the best Megas in the format, which is good. I'm sure it might have a decent matchup against Floette. Um, why it's 20, I don't know. Rockslide does go Burr. Whimsicott, I love Whimsicott. Whimsicott is the Satan, is the devil, Satan reincarnated.
Is the Satan.
I combined the devil reincarnated and Satan. Milotic is pretty good in this format. Competitive. Fuck your intimidate. Fuck your Incineroar specifically. I will kill you. Uh, Actually, yeah, most of the intimidates in this format are fire types, so they don't want to run into Milotic. Typhlosion is fun. I prefer Hisuian for VGC, but Typhlosion still good. Yeah, that's kind of all I
Are
had.
you done?
It.
Great, thanks. So the great value in Mega T-Tar is not only can you weather disrupt once with its base ability, once you Mega, it has Sandstream again, so you can just if someone like disrupts your weather or you are trying to disrupt their weather and they reset their weather, you can Mega to then disrupt their weather again. So that's what makes T-Tar so good. Um, in that form, also Rock is just a really solid typing right now with all the Rain and Sun teams. Most of them revolve around Pelipper or Zard or some Mon weak to Rock, which is very ironic. Um, Dragonite is definitely an interesting pick here. I think everyone's been so focused around Mega Dragonite that people definitely have been ignoring regular Dragonite in terms of the format as a whole. It still does have E-Speed. It is still the same deadly mon that it always has been. So I think it will be pretty solid. Of course, there's no Terra in this format, so we will not be seeing Terra normal extreme speed. But I don't think Dragonite
And no
needs.
loaded dice
Uh,
for scale shot.
yeah, I'm fully aware. Stop talking. Um, I think this team definitely has really good support mons. Of course, Wims got one of the best support mons in the game, being able to Prankster Tailwind, Prankster Set Sun if you so desire, Prankster screw over target opponent with encoring them into Protect or disabling them. It just kind of is a cotton toolbox. Um, I think a great thing that will be done with this team is uh, lead Typhlosion Whimsicott, Prankster Tailwind into Eruption, target death. Um, that's just going to kill a lot of teams a lot of weeks just on the basis of pure damage numbers. Um, as you said, Milotic's pretty good. No one's going to intimidate into that thing if they have half a brain cell. Um, so that we will probably never see, but it's there if needed. I think Melodic is just overall a better support mon than anything in this format, especially when not everyone's running Incineroar, and even then, people have been running Incineroar so much less because of King Gambit and Milotic with Defiant and competitive. So I just think like overall, it not as good as it like was the beginning of the format, but still a very strong mon and still very good into like those bless you those tougher like meta matchups just because it is very bulky and can just sometimes outstall. Um, Gudra Hisui not a mon we see a lot in terms of like laddering, but one of my favorite mons to use in draft. Um, Not specifically VGC. I'm just a very Gudra enjoyer when it comes to draft.
What does it do in VGC?
Um, it is a pseudo Archaludon. You don't get Electroshock, but you get everything else that Archaludon gets. So like you're not a good Rain spammer, but you are just it's like the same reason why you drafted Arcaludon and your backup was Goodra. Um, quite literally. Like it is just you don't have access to stamina, but you can still just shelter or acid armor or iron defense into body press. That is still a very valid and viable thing. Um, I fucking the rest of these mons on the team are sure on the team. I would love to see them do something. I have my doubts. Maybe weirder, but like this team does feel like six mons and some shitters, which I think is a lot of teams in this draft just because of how the points laid out and how few mons were in the pool. So like that's not really a fault. That's I think a quirk of the draft. Um, but
Yeah, because this draft is exclusively Pokemon, like
it's champions.
Pokemon
It is
champions.
the 213 mons, and it's technically even less because it's not counting all the Gorgeist forms kind of ordeal. It is sub 200
Yeah,
mons. Um, though I guess with all the megas
and
being
16 people.
no, I guess with all the megas being separate, it's over 200 mons. But I
So
digress.
there's 16 players with like about 200
And
mons available. We're
160
gonna,
mons got drafted. Like
yeah, 160 mons got drafted.
that's
We were cutting it close.
almost the entire pool. Um, so
But
what?
Megazard Y still went undrafted.
Well, yeah,
Fraud.
because I wouldn't necessarily call it fraud. I would just say the points. It a big part of it was the points. You're not building a good Zard Y team with 110 points when Zard is like a
20.
solid chunk of your points. Yeah. Um, almost a
Yeah, but
fifth
it's
of your
funny to
points.
push the agenda.
We'll get there. Um, that was funny and you should have laughed.
I don't get it.
I hate you. I hope someone gets it. Um, anyways, before we waffle anymore, what would you give this team letter wise before I give the actual letter?
I'm not giving letter grades.
You're not giving letter grades because you don't know. Free week over here. No. Um, well, probably.
Yeah, if you lose to me, you should probably just quit.
No, if you lose to them, it's probably my fault. My bad, y'all. I probably prepped well. Um, I
Don't
would.
make it sound like you're doing everything. This is a collaborative thing.
Yes, yes, you're right. I'm just probably helping with 90% of your sets and then also mocking with you to make sure you know what you're doing. And then even then, I'll probably be like, hey, I know you did this, this, and this, but all of these things were wrong.
Oh yeah,
So,
we're gonna mock. You didn't
mm,
actually say. You didn't actually
no,
say it.
no. I take back what I just said. I don't want to do that. That is already more time commitment than I want to put into this. Anyways,
That's fair.
we literally have to record every week anyways. Um, yeah, this team is like probably a solid A to A minus. I think it will just do its thing pretty well, but it will just kind of be like same six mons unless those other four mons have a really solid niche that I'm just not thinking of right now. But if they did, they wouldn't be so low in points. So yeah. Um, moving on.
The wall.
The wall.
Um, I I like this team just off the fact of like this is I could be wrong. This is a team that like either you have a really good matchup into or you have a really bad matchup into. Mega Aggron seems like a mon that either just kind of lose to or you just kind of beat. Rain support with Mega Aggron is crazy. I don't know what Politoed does exactly. I mean, it sets rain, but I don't know what it does besides set rain. I think it's Perish Song. Um,
Yes. Polytoad
Palafin
is like number two Paris Trapper on Paris Trap teams.
noted. Um, I like Rotom Wash. I use it a lot myself in Champions. Um, I don't know if Slowbro is really necessary on this team. There's a lot of water types on this team. I think like one or two too many. Halifin,
50% of this team is water types.
yeah. I think Slowbro is definitely unnecessary. Paladin is also probably unnecessary.
Paladin.
Um, Basket Legion is fucking insane. Unless specifically they have what the Heliolisk, because Heliolisk hard walls Basket Legion, which is really funny. Uh, Rhyperier's pretty good. You wanted me to get Rhyperior.
Good.
Um,
But that was
Machamp,
also on the basis of you having a trick room mode, just so you know. That's probably what the Slowbro is for, is setting trick room.
yeah. Rhyperior, Machamp, they're good. I don't know why Heracross is here. You already have a fighting type. Uh, an Avalugg. I think Avalugg is just here to click Wide Guard and some Trick Room stuff. Um, this team is very much either you win in like you win off matchup or you lose off matchup. Uh, Seems solid though. I would give this is like to me this feels like the ultimate like B, maybe B plus team.
What happened to I'm not giving letter grades?
Yeah, well for this is the sole exception.
I see, I see, I see. Okay. Yeah, and this team quite literally is, can you beat Aggron? If you can't beat Aggron, then you probably lose. If you can beat Aggron, then boom, rain. Um, I very much can see this team um doing well. But I can also see this team doing very poorly, just because again,
That's
it is
just the nature of this
literally
team.
you either do well against it or you don't. There is not much variance in that. Um, yeah, I think a B was pretty solid, and honestly, there isn't much to say about it. I that Slowbro do be setting trick room. Like,
Respect the wall.
yeah, and kind of just, this is quite literally respect the wall or lose. Dot team. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say about this.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. This is a team.
I think this was our
Um,
first snipe, maybe.
with
Rotom Heat.
what? Oh, Rotom Heat.
Yeah. Rotom Heat's really good. I wanted it. Um,
How's
that's
your
just,
favorite Pokemon, Sneasler?
yeah, I'm getting there. God, spoilers. Oh my gosh. Um, no. Um, Rotom Heath would have just been very solid because it's a solid steel type killer, and with Mega Floette, you need a solid steel type killer, which is why I'm kind of upset that you went for Ledge because it's physical and most steel types are physically defensive, so you can't kill your steel types as easily, and now it's going to be an issue. Anyways, um, this does have one of my favorite Pokemon of all time, Sneasler. We saw my actual favorite Pokemon of all time earlier with Mimikyu, but no, Sneasler is just such a very, very good mon for VGC, and it is currently the number one most used mon on Champions, with number two being Garchomp and number three being Incineroar. So, um, I don't want to hear nothing from anyone when I'm getting told I'm glazing Sneasler and it is the number one most used mon. I want to
You're
hear it
always glazing Sneasler.
with good reason though. I have taken Sneasler to draft success. Um, I've very much swept people with it before. It is a very great mon and doesn't have the same utility that I use it for normally here, but I think it has better utility overall when you like truly boil both of the formats down. Just being able to fake out is worth millions. It's worth 19 points realistically. Um, the megas on this team definitely indicate that hatchery and beast set and trick room. Victory Bell was something you had looked at initially. Well, I had looked at in the first plan, which would have been built around Victory Bell and Fraligator as megas rather than Floet. But Floet fell to us, so we rebuilt. Um, I wish Mega Chandelure got an actual ability, but unfortunately, it just still has Infiltrator, so we can't have nice things. Um,
Yeah, I wish I had a better ability.
I I do definitely like the King Gambit in the room. Obviously, that's going to be a very solid mon, and just do King Gambit things as King Gambit does. Um, the Meowstic's a little confusing for first pick overall, but I'm not gonna question it. I'm sure whoever drafted it will use them on well. Prankster is just also very solid, so I can see why you would draft it. It's just the things that pass through kind of weird. Um, but yeah, I am excited to see how this team does because of Sneasler, and for very little other reason, I will give this team an A. Because Sneasler is just that good of a mon. Realistically,
That's crazy.
no, realistically overall, this team is actually an A, but I just want to glaze Sneasler a little bit more because I think it deserves it. Um, I think this is one of the teams that we will see the most variance in the megas on a week to week basis, just because you have two very different megas that do very different things. Um, so I'm excited to see how this team works. Um,
You have Suicide Bomber, Mega Victory Bell, and then Absolute Nuke, Mega Chandelure.
eh, sure. Do you have any notes about this team?
I'm now just very confused because I don't think this team is as good as you say it is.
You also don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, so I don't know. Seems all right.
Morpeko
Nothing
better go
particularly great
hard.
though.
I'm so funny. It's gonna be so funny when you lose to Morpeko.
The fuck does Morpeko do?
Some stuff. I don't know. I just like this team a lot. I think it is solid. Um, I if I if like the Sneasler wasn't there, probably an A minus. But Sneasler brings a team up a whole letter grade. The Mon good. Um, but yeah. Any final notes before we move on here?
No.
Great. Um, the
Ah,
mice,
yes, the
the mice,
reigning champion.
the mice. Oh my God, the mice.
The
Do you have anything you would like to say before I go into this team?
Yeah, this is our reigning and defending champion of season.
And also your week one opponent.
Yes. Uh, I just realized that the screenshot, uh, the divisions got fixed between you taking the screenshots and this. But yeah, my week one opponent. Uh, this is a really well put together team. Sableye is gonna be really fucking annoying. Mousehold, Follow Me, and Friend Guard to help enable like Starmie. Um,
you are
Mega
not ready.
Starmie,
You are not ready to get skill swap huge power pop bombed.
yeah, and then Passimian can receive huge power
Fuck
when
the
it
Passimian. The
dies.
scissor can get the fucking huge power. I mean, yeah. Okay, I forgot about receiver for a second. Receiving huge power is going to be very solid, but like, just skill swap that shit onto scissor and watch that thing take lives.
Yeah, that's not gonna be fun at all. Especially, I'm finna get my shit. I'm finna get my Armor Tail skill swapped.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, yeah, probably. I mean, that or the fucking Sableye is just going to neuter you. You're getting Encore disabled.
CC, what does
Yeah,
Armor Tail do?
blocks priority moves, obviously.
What does Prankster do?
Gives everything priority. I know what I'm saying. I never said the Sableye has to be Prankster.
True. Wait, what even is Sableye's other ability?
It has three. One of them is Stall, and I think the other is Keen Eye.
Okay. Well, true. Non-Prankster Sableye can be an issue.
Going to be
But
a
yeah, this
menace
is
to
a
your team.
yeah, this team is just an absolute nightmare to deal with, no matter who the fuck you are. Skill swapping huge power onto either
Or
Scizor
just
or Mouse
help,
Hold.
or just helping hand nuke Mega Starmie.
Yeah,
Uh, like
Sableye even get. I'm pretty sure Sableye gets Rain Dance. Yep,
it does.
Sableye gets
Yeah,
Rain
yeah, yeah.
Dance.
Sableye gets
So,
most weathers. Um, it gets at least Rain
so yeah.
Dance.
Um,
But no, the
fuck
funny
you,
thing is Sableye or Chandelure next to the Starmie that just click self destruct.
that too.
That
Um,
that sure will be
this
a thing.
team
This
is
team
a fucking menace.
this team is an A plus. This is our first A
Yeah,
plus. Um,
I,
it,
I am pretty sure we're probably getting a repeat champion, Loki, maybe.
I'm not gonna call that because I don't know these people. So if you think that's what the outcome will be, you are very entitled to that opinion. Um, this team is silly. I like this team. Um, but yeah, any final notes before we move on?
No, this is a really solid team, and I'm expecting to get absolutely my shit absolutely rocked week one.
Oh, also to note, if we talked about every single Rotom individually, this video would be 10 hours long. So that's why we don't mention the Rotoms. They all do the same fucking thing in a different font. I don't care. Trick your choice scarf onto my slowest mon. I do not give a shit.
And then
Like,
click Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, and whatever your exclusive move is.
yeah, type shit. Like, no one cares. Your Rotom is not special. Hence why we haven't
And
been
like, yes,
mentioning them.
I know Rotom gets other moves, but like that's the
No, it doesn't.
primary thing.
No, it doesn't. Anyways, objection. The mascot pick, I believe, or at least, well, okay. I didn't read the team name before. I just know this person's Discord profile is Lucario, so I assumed the team would be a Lucario.
Uh,
But then I looked up and I saw Blaziken, and I was like, oh well, never mind.
this is interesting simply because I think
Oh, this was technically our first snipe, but you were leaning Cofagrigus anyways. But it was either gonna be Cofagrigus or Zoroark H.
yeah, and this is an interesting Mega Lucario think seems really cool. Um
My Lucario is fucking stupid, and I don't know if there's anything on this team to abuse it.
yeah, because I was like I'm like I thought I was like, yeah, how come no one is using Mega Lucario in Champions? And everyone's like, it's not that great,
It's like
but
it's
it's good, really good in draft.
it is all right. It is a strong mon, of course. It is still Mega Lucario. I think one of the best things you can do with Lucario is keep it in its base form, hit it with a dark move, beat up if you have it, that is ideal. Give it 4 attack boost, mega, and start killing things. That is like stock standard kind of thing. Um, Other than that, it is good physically, it is good specially. You literally get the best of both worlds. Um, I think Zoroark is probably going to just disguise itself as Lucario, so people don't want to hit it with a dark type move. Same with Clefable. Um, and then it's going to just start killing things. I think that's what Zoroark does best, is become something it's not, and then say ra-ta-ta-ta-ta.
Yeah, he doesn't have any of the Pokemon that get beat up on this team.
That's what I thought. Like maybe Tauros did, but I didn't think so. Um, Beat up would be clutch. Beat up would make this team. I mean, gimmicky, yes, but probably like what are most people doing against a +4 bullet punch with adaptability? Not much. And at that point, you might as well just follow me with Clefable and Swords Dance toys, but like I don't know, 1 turn versus 2 turns type shit.
Yeah. This seems like Loki. This feels like a singles team
This team does have a very singles vibe to it. Um, the Venusaur is
with
strange.
no automatic sun.
Um, like I know it still does other things technically, but like it is still just there.
Yeah, that's interesting. And
Um,
and there isn't prankster sun.
Gliscor
There's
unfortunately
manual
just
sun,
has
but
no orb. Gliscor has no orb, so it is sad. It cannot just poison heal. I would be very intrigued to see if we will be poisoning our own Gliscor. Um, or if we will just be doing other methods of like using Gliscor. Um, Other than that, I think
can't
this,
get intimidated.
yeah, sure. That sure is the thing. I mean, there's like, what, 3 Intimidate Mons in this draft?
There's a couple. Arcanine, Hisui,
Yeah, but Arcanine Hisui runs Rockhead. It doesn't run Intimidate.
Incin, Arcanine,
Sure.
technically Warrior.
Yeah, like I said, 3 Intimidate Mons in this draft. Um, I think this team is a B plus. I think this team will have its really good matchups, but then I think the team like may also kind of struggle a bit. Um, do you have any thoughts on this?
I don't understand how this team works at all. I don't know what the concept, what this is supposed to do.
I love how 90% of your comments are, I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, no, this I genuinely cannot see what like any concept of like a strategy
I think it is just meant to be like a
besides like
Lucario balance kind of ordeal. Just
I guess.
like Clefable is solid support, and then like one of the ghost types plus Lucario to just kind of kill shit. That's how I'm seeing it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but like this does just look like Lucario go burr, and if not go burr, uh, um, are you ready to move on to the next?
Yeah.
Mega
Next we have
Pinsir.
Abby, Mega Pincer, Body Slam.
Sure.
Woo!
Why is Mega Pinsir 13 points in a VGC draft? That is what I want to know. When Mega
I
Scoville
don't
was
know.
only 11
Aegis
points.
Slash, he's really good. Um,
Yeah, Aegislash, one of the best steel types in the format. Um,
Loki, wish
objectively,
I got Aegislash.
objectively, I'd like to say better than our Chaladon because it's less gimmicky. It can be used on more teams. Um, no, our Chaladon doesn't have to be used in the rain, but like, it's it's not as good outside of it. Um, and like, oh yeah, this is when
This,
another one of our snipes came in. Hello, Umbreon. I talked about you earlier. Diggersby was also something I thought about, just because huge power earthquake spamming, solid. And of course
yeah.
there are the flying types to support that, being the Pinsir, the Altaria, and the Gyarados. I'm talking
Oh,
pre-Mega
another Intimidate
Altaria.
Mon.
Yes, that sure is an Intimidate Mon. Glimmer is
Um,
annoying. Fuck Glimora. I hate that Mon.
I think this is a really good team.
Yeah, I'm.
Uh,
I think the Mega choices are
pretty
weird.
solid.
Like, I think the
Yes,
team
I agree.
overall is solid. I personally don't like Infernape that much. I know you use it to get to Master Ball, but I think you're wrong for that. Um,
I swapped it for Sneasler.
I'm sure you did. Sneasler is the better Mon, but I personally just don't like Infernape that much in VGC. Like, I know it has its tech. I just think it's like, and of course I feel like if Sneasler wasn't in the format, I'd be saying I'd be saying that Infernape's better, but I just overall think it's not like the best fighting type. Obviously, it's not the best, but like, I don't know. I just don't like it that much. Especially with like so many flying types running around, which I guess a lot of them are on this team. But I think this team is solid. I think this team will do well. Lightning Rod Raichu next to Gyarados will be gross, um, especially since Raichu is just another fake out user. There's solid fake out support on this team, um, which obviously most VGC teams need, or a way to stop said fake out, which Aegislash, of course, is fake out immune, which makes it very solid. Um, I'm very intrigued to see how that Pinsir do, because Pinsir to me is just not something I'd, well, especially in this format, I'd want, because everyone's running a rock move for Charizard, but not something I just would think of. Um, just in terms of VGC, just because it it does its one thing very well, but that one thing is better in singles.
Yeah, this just seems like a solid team. Mons I like. Shout out to Simipour. I saw on Twitter
No
someone
way
did
you
like
just
really
said
well.
shout out to Simipour. I
Hold on.
No, we're not pulling up Twitter posts. Letter grade. Um, I'm gonna go for like that weird line between A minus and B plus. I think closer to A minus, so I'm just gonna go with that. Maybe a B plus though. I don't know. I would need
I'd
to
say A minus.
I would need to play the team personally. Um, out of 10, reference to that one guy on Instagram who just says random things out of 10. Um,
Do you mean the food guy?
yes, I do mean the food guy who likes beans. Um,
Okay, I know exactly who you're talking about. Okay, bye.
okay, bye. There's Mega Gengar. There's Como.
Yeah.
Fuck this team already. First of all,
Highlando.
Arcanine was another snipe for you. Second of
Oh
all,
yeah.
this is just going to be annoying as fucking sin to deal with.
I forgot. Yeah, fucking soundproof makes you immune to Parasong.
Parasong, which means you can just fucking. And then Liepard is there. Dog, who the fuck who the fuck decided that Mega Gengar? First of all, I'm calling this now. Wolfie's Worlds team will be Perish Trap because he hasn't featured it on his channel yet. That's just, I mean, obvious. Yeah, but like, come on. Wolfie hasn't featured Perish Trap in a very Perish Trap solid mega or meta. Um, yeah, he's taking Perish Trap to Worlds and probably winning it. Second of all, Fuck this. Why
Probably.
would you draft this? That's so fucking annoying. Why do you hate everyone? Um, another,
I would say not to. I would say not so hard on the Lando slander, but also I love you, Lando, but fuck you, you bitch ass Cowboys fan. Ho.
sports really has nothing to do with this, clearly, obviously. But it's not even meant to be slander on you as a person. However, I can tell exactly what kind of person you are based off this draft. Um,
You
thank you.
see, the
Oh,
funny
you know
thing
what?
is,
No, you have been fully redeemed in my eyes. Thank you for taking out Grimmy. Oh my god. I could not convince this motherfucker to move off the Alchemy train. They already have Mega Floette and they're like, oh my god, I need Alchemy. I I want another fairy. It's gonna be so good with Floette. Oh my god, Alchemy. Oh my god, oh my god. And I literally could not convince otherwise to switch off the fucking Alchemy. And then you took it, and I was so happy. So thank you.
but decorate.
No, shut up. We're not going into this. We're not going into why the Mon is usable.
Yeah. Also, I will say, for my team specifically, I forgot to say, I'm gonna be real. I wasn't trying to draft. I wasn't trying to get like the best. Uh, I just wanted to use mons that I liked. I could have done a lot better if I chose to focus on either Sugargraph or Mega Floette, but I wanted to use both. So I will admit I could have done better had I just focused on one or the other. But yeah, I just wanted to say that.
Liepard's gonna be annoyingest and on this team. I think I already mentioned it, but to go in depth on it more, Prankster mons are solid, and this is a Prankster fake out mon. What else could you need? Um, this team's just gonna be fucking annoying. I'm sorry. This team's just gonna be so fucking annoying to play against. Um, out of 10.
And it has Prankster Encore for Gengar's Disable.
Well, yeah, but like even outside of the so like theoretically, turn one Perish Song on the Gengar, turn two Protect, and in that same turn, Liepard Encores one of the mons that used Fake Out or Protect on turn one into just being useless. Um, or just theoretically Gengar Como Clanger Souls on turn one. So you either have to kill the Gengar and end the trap, or die to the Como. And yeah, ugly team. Fuck you for drafting it. Thank you for taking the Alchemy. Solid A.
Yeah,
Yeah. No notes, just
I would agree.
yeah.
This is also an A. This is a really annoying but really good team. Also, there's a solid. Never mind.
We've moved on.
Yeah,
Hello, Incineroar.
in general, or
Ariados I'm sad I'm sad you couldn't get it. I know it wasn't on the plans because that's kind of the type of mon that we don't put on the plans, but we like hope um hope it's in the back and viable. Um
what for the fucking toxic thread?
so fun fact, Aridos is actually a very solid mon next to Floette. You have String Shot for speed control. You have it's just a bunch of tech moves. It doesn't normally do damage. It's like you just like work very well with Floette, surprisingly.
I know it's just gonna click fucking toxic thread and rage powder. Um, and maybe electro web or acid spray.
No. So, fun fact, string shot. Notable fucking move, hits both opponents, and
Toxic Thread is does the same.
I don't
It's
think
spread and poison, and it lowers by two now.
I don't think that's in the fucking game.
It is.
I
It is in the game.
hold on.
They were talking about it in chat. This has been a thing they talked about a lot.
Okay, then hold please. I think okay, I found it. Yeah, so the Ariados that sits next to Floette runs Rage Powder, Struggle Bug, String Shot, and Toxic Spikes with Bright Powder and has Insomnia. So it can't go to sleep. It makes your opponent's moves less accurate. It lowers their speed. It lowers their special attack. It redirects, and it can poison, but not directly.
Toxic Thread is in Champions, but I guess they want the toxic instead of the regular poison.
Well, I think it's also because steel types are immune to toxic threat,
Oh
and you
yeah,
want your speed
that
to
too.
be getting lowered, anyways.
That too.
Um,
What
I
does a
think
Spothra do?
well, there's no way you just fucking asked that.
I did. I've
It
never seen a
toxic
Spothra
threat is not
used.
toxic threat is not spread. Toxic threat is single target.
Hmm,
I just looked it up. Because
okay.
I knew there was a reason why it wasn't ran. Um,
What does
it's
a Spothra do?
um speed boost, calm mind, stored power, protect, 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 protect. I am now faster than all of your mons, and I have a psychic move that does big damage.
Okay, so that's why. Okay.
No, this
'Cause, yeah,
game
I
is
didn't play when
so
this thing was legal in OU,
this game
and
is
no one ever
very
drafts the thing.
setup heavy. Um, Aspatha, Poltergeist. Um, Technically, like you could set up with Chestnut. It would it would be bad, but you could. Um, Having two speed boosters on the team is funny. Just Sharpedo and Espatra. Um,
What's with the random ass Pelipper?
I think it's like I think
Like I know Pelipper gets utility outside of rain, but like this team doesn't benefit from rain like at all.
I mean I don't know how much they plan on using Chestnut, but Chestnut likes being in the rain. Ariados doesn't mind being
Chestnut,
in the rain.
Chestnut, and Sharpedo are like the two mons
Hey, don't shit
that
on the
enjoy the rain.
Ariados.
And Ariados. So
Um,
does he get a weather mon?
well, I think Typhlosion gets Weatherball. I don't necessarily know the purpose of the Pelipper. I think it might just be wide guard. I think it's just a solid wide guard mon, but that's like a lot of points to pay for a wide guard mon, so we will see how it gets used.
Yeah,
Mega Gardevoir, hello. That's like one of your favorites, I think.
I love that Gardevoir.
A or something.
Hyper Voice, go Burr.
Yeah, there's a better hyper voice pixelate mod in this in every format, but um this team is weird. It's very niche. Like it's either going to work very well or it won't. Similar to the Mega Aggron team. Um I don't see any way. Oh, I guess Pelipper is a Tailwind bomb.
Oh yeah, Tailwind too. And also, I'm just going to ignore your obvious attempts at rage baiting.
It's not rage baiting. Sylveon's better than Mega Gardevoir in every format. Um,
Disagree.
that's okay. I didn't ask if you agreed. Also, not saying I'm saying it's a better Pixelate Hyper Voicer, not a better. No, no, it's a better Fairy. Um, because it actually resists Dark. Whoa, shocker. Um, but yeah, no, Sylveon is better than Mega Gardevoir in every single format. Um, as a Pixelate Hyper Voice user, just flat out, it is a better utility mon. It is not so fucking frail. um, you can actually run Sylveon defensively, and you're not wasting your Mega slot for it. So yeah, no, Sylveon is better. I will die on this hill. This team is a B because of Incineroar.
Incineroar.
Type shit. Agree or disagree?
Yeah.
Alrighty. So we don't take too much more time. We should probably hurry up a little bit.
How long have we been recording for?
I don't fucking know. Time is a vacuum. Anyways, Mega Scizor is going to eat your entire ass. Um,
Maddie. I love
yeah,
Maddie. She's great.
very nice. Um, hello,
So,
Volcarona. Probably one of the better Tailwind mons in this format, barring like Aerodactyl. Um, just having Rage Powder and Tailwind, very, very solid. Um, Mega Scizor,
and
like,
is neutral to fire.
yeah, Um, like the the this team is what we call top heavy, cause holy hell are these top mons good, but then it like slowly gets a little bit worse as we go down, and then there's Conkeldurr, and then it slowly gets worse again.
Conkeldurr's good.
Yeah, that's what I just said. Whatever. Why don't people listen to me? Um, Blastoise is good fake out support. Meowscarada pretends like it's good fake out support. Um,
Maddie, he's mauling so hard that it doesn't get fake out.
that's why I said that. Um, It would be funny if you run Guts Conkeldurr and Flame Body Volcarona and try to burn your own Conkeldurr. I think that would be silly. But I could also see Bayonet just Will-O-Wisping your own Conkeldurr. This does. Okay, now that I actually use my brain cell for half a second, this team has a Trick Room mode that
Yeah,
you wouldn't actually pick up on first because the Trick Room setter is fucking Galar Slowbro.
yeah. Galasolar, Mega Bennett, Conkeldurr. Is Luxray slow enough?
Luxray is
And a
there. I
hypothetical.
don't think it fucking counts. I think Blastoise is more the other Trick Room on, and Primarina is also very solid in Trick Room, and Scissor. This team actually has like, see, the problem with Scissor is most people don't think about it for Trick Room because its most abusive move is a priority move. Um, but like it is not fast enough for not Trick Room. So like, I mean it's also solid in Tailwind, but like why are you Tailwinding your priority mon? I guess the same vein is why you Trick Rooming your priority mon, but normally you're gonna outspeed more things in Trick Room than you will with Tailwind. So like, you know, Primarina go burr is what I'm saying.
Dual Wing Bee.
Type shit. Um bug bite go nom nom type shit.
I'm giving this team an extraordinarily biased A plus.
That's extraordinarily biased of you. I'm just gonna say A because I could see this team being an A plus. I just, you know, want to. I
Cece, I did in fact say I'm giving this an extraordinarily biased A plus.
no, I know, but I could also see it being an A plus. Like I don't fully disagree with you. I just don't fully agree with you either. We'll see how this team does. Um,
I'm just
I'm
gonna give it an A plus regardless. It's Maddie.
yeah, I know you're a homosexual. Um, fucking see my previous email about my hatred of Glamora. Also, Talonflame was another snipe. We kind of just wanted the fucking good shit. Um, but Mega Glamora is disgusting because you sit as regular Glamora, set up the toxic debris, then you Mega and start blasting type shit. Um,
Wow, wow.
yeah, Serena is a great priority blocker. Um, I I think Serena should get used more, but I think just Sun has held it back. I've been seeing it used more as Sun gets used less. Serena's good. Uh, fucking Dragapult. What is there to say about Dragapult other than it's good in every format and good in everything and good at everything? It can be physical, it can be special. Also, Dragon Darts, even though it's technically a spread move, isn't blocked by wide
Wide card.
guard, which is really, really weird because it. So, like, I guess it's technically not a spread move because it's two individual attacks, but like even like it
It's weird.
it is two Dragon Darts is two individual attacks that doesn't suffer from one of the Pokemon dying or like having both Pokemon out there because you can like it is just a very weird move that works very weirdly. I don't fully get it. Um
Dragon Bolt's very interesting.
Yeah, I'm I've I've seen non Mega Floette once, and it was in a Wolfie video, and it was a Scarf Floette that just spammed Light Up Run. Um, so that's
I hate you,
probably
nigga. Let's die.
type shit. You use Klefki to get to Master Ball tier that I also very much disagreed with. How do you feel about that mon?
Klefki. Okay, so Klefki is there on the Floet team specifically just to click Rain Dance and T Wave. Um, because the Floet team struggled with Sand and Sun, so I brought Klefki
Anything
to
other
click
than
Rain
using
Dance.
actual fucking weather setters.
Yeah, Klefki has some interesting utility, Switcheroo, T Wave. They can also get some Prison. Yeah, get some Prison. Klefki is just kind of annoying. The steel typing makes it bulky enough to be a hassle. Uh, this is a really solid team with
So
like a couple of Mons
I will
that
say
are just there.
barring Serena and Talonflame, this team dies to an earthquake. Like, if you can get rid of one of those two mons, if both of those mons aren't there, this team is very earthquake spammable, and this team will die to like three earthquakes. Which
True.
earthquake spam is a lot more oppressive in singles than it is in doubles, because spread move becomes less strong when it's spread, but like still Garchomp be Garchomp be scary type shit. I would give this team probably B plus. Like this team has solid mons, but like I don't really see it working together all that well. Like individually, Mon's good. Together, not really sure how it will work out. Thoughts,
Yeah, I'm not entirely
Cramorant?
sure. I'd
Well,
say
we
this is
know
an A
you're not
minus,
entirely
but
sure because you don't know about this format.
I like this team a little bit more than you. I'd say it's an A minus, but I think B minus is also fair.
Did I say B minus?
Uh,
I meant B plus. I was
or B plus, whatever
sorry.
you
I
said.
was thinking between A minus and B plus in my head, and I probably said B minus on accident. I meant B plus. I'm if I said B minus, I'm sorry for the heart attack I just gave you.
Oh yeah, Tauros. The Tauros Paldea forms all have Intimidate.
Tauros colon P. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, I say this is the A minus team. Solid.
I will stick with my B plus, and we'll be moving on. Aerodactyl, one of the sorry, bug on my leg. Um, Aerodactyl, probably one of my favorite mons to use right now. Just very, very good with wide guard, rock slide, trick room, tailwind, and dual wing beat. It's,
Unnerve is
Unnerve
really
is
good in a
fucking
format.
insane in a format with like two items and 90% of them are berries. Um,
Yeah.
it
Yeah, fuck your citrus, fuck your chopple, charty, whatever the fuck.
of course we see the sand core with Meganium. Uh, Meganium is such a stupid mon. Why did they give this thing nuke? Like it is just a very, very, very strong mon. Um, I see the pseudo trick room core towards the bottom there. I don't
Got Aurora
necessarily.
Veil support with
I
Vanillux, I guess. I don't
hey,
know what Vanillux is there for besides to
I was
click
getting there.
Veil.
No, it is 100% for Veil. It can also just spam blizzards, just solid. Um, I could also see it as being like don't want to bring sand, but my opponent's running weather. Here's my way of removing their weather. Have some ice cream. Um, Also with the snow defense buff, it got a lot better. It just became a lot better of a mon. Um, yeah, it's probably just gonna set Veil for the Meganium or the Aerodactyl. Um, I think Axe Control will just win a lot of games. I think Sand in this fucking format is very strong, and unfortunately, Tyranitar is the better Sandmon to be paired with. But like, Hippowdon's not
Tyranitar was the first
bad.
pick.
Yeah, that. Well, we're not there yet. Snitch. Um, what letter would you grade? Since you've
I say this is
completely
like,
given up on your, I'm not gonna grade anything.
well, I'm grading the ones that I think I can form a solid opinion on. I think this is a pretty good team. I like Salazzle.
Uh,
Um,
okay, that's like functionally
you never.
saying you like Vaporeon.
Salazzle has good use.
Dog,
It's
you
a
can't say
fast
that.
fake out mon. It's a fast fake out mon.
You cannot say Salazzle has good use without a fucking shit-eating grin on your face, dog.
I don't have a shitting grin.
Do you even understand what you're saying right now?
Salazzle is good on this team.
Do you understand what you're implying right now?
kill yourself.
Salazzle Gardevoir as back-to-back picks is diabolical out of 10. This team gets like an A minus from me. Moving on.
I hate you.
So you know that agenda joke I made earlier that you straight up just did not get?
Yeah.
That was referencing this.
Referencing what?
This team. We've moved on. Please pay
Oh,
attention.
the RU agenda. Okay.
Yes.
I see.
Um, there is an agenda that needs to be upheld. And due to trades post draft, that agenda has been upheld. I love the gimmick, um, but you stole a Rangaroo, which is very evil.
Uh, Chimecho, Boomburst, Copycat, Sylveon. Woohoo.
Type shit. Um,
Actually, also Noivern can also do that.
yeah, this this team is a good Trick Room team. I mean, that's both the megas work very well in Trick Room. Also, I think we're more likely to see a Rangaroo, Chimecho, Boomburst instruct Boomburst. Because what's
True.
better than one Boomburst, two Boomburst?
I think it's on my beloved.
You queer. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, fucking
It's I am the Gigatrans Hammer. Of course I love Tinkaton.
yeah, and I designed your logo. I don't want to hear it.
But yeah,
Um,
this is a solid Trick Room team with some good utility outside of Trick Room. What does Skeletor do in VGC?
it's best.
Okay.
What does Skeletor do? It does its best. I mean, like the same thing it does in singles, but worse because there's two mons, and Skeletor is really good at weakening down what's in front of it.
Okay.
Um,
No.
this team is either going to do very, very, very well, like insanely well, or just very, very, very poorly. And they're like not even in the sense of like the team with the Mega Aggron where it will be like that kind of thing. No, this is like the extreme of that. Where this team will 4-0 you or you will go 0-4 with said team. Like,
Oh, also something that we never mentioned the entire time. This is 2 out of 3. These matches.
oh,
This is gonna be two out of
sure.
three matches.
Yeah, I mean it's a everyone who's playing knows this. And this is for the
This is
players. I don't care for your channel whatsoever. This is for the players.
well, I'm gonna explain for the viewers.
Yes, all two of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, yeah, no, this team looks fun. I think this team is very, very fun. Unfortunately, fun doesn't normally get you a good letter grade, but with fun in mind, I will give this team a B.
Yeah, I agree.
Um,
Map block go burr.
uphold the agenda type shit.
Also,
Um,
map block isn't priority. I thought
we're
map block was
we're
priority.
ignoring everything you've just said. Fuck Matt Block. That move is so fucking mid. Um, Mega Frostlass. Fucking kind of just is the entire team.
It's
Not
a
gonna
solid
lie.
team.
Not gonna lie. This team is Mega Frostlass and friends.
There's Exactly, it's the only good mon on this team. A Rockwanid, Armarouge,
Araquanid is not
Hydreigon.
great for VGC. Neither is Armarouge. Armarouge is very niche, and the niche is not in this format yet. high in DD or Tapu Lele, but I feel like we'll get in DD before we get Tapu Lele. Unless the next format is legendaries, then we're all screwed because then we're gonna have to spend more money to get more good mons and champions, though I've already spent all that money. But that's not the point.
Well, Poppers at least gets wide guard and is a decent trick room
Yeah,
on.
but like a bunch of mons get wide guard. Like wide
Yeah, but
guard
it's one of the
isn't
few.
like Rage Powder and Follow Me, where it's like a select few mons. A lot of mons get wide guard. Um,
1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 17.
that's
Like a
like
tenth.
90% of the format. You
Also,
like
of
a
the
10,
wide
I mean a
guarders,
90.
one, two. There's like four. There's like there's less than 10 mons you'd want to like actually click wide guard with. I'd say Armor Rouge is one of them. Uh, yeah, I think this team is a lot better than you're giving it credit for.
I'm not saying the team is bad. I'm just saying this team is heavily reliant on Mega Frostlass. That's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just like, you know, Hydreigon's not great in this very fairy heavy format. Same with Tauros A, also not great in a fairy heavy format. Slowking just isn't all that in this format either. Like, Wolfie used it once, and it was on a Mega Chestnut team that he was like, yeah, Mega Chestnut's bad. Um, yes, I get 90% of my information on this format from Wolfie, but uh, you learn from the best type shit. Mammoth and Mega Frostlass will win games. There's like that is very apparent. But other than that, this team is going to struggle. Like if your weather gets replaced, if you aren't able to set up in time, like if Frostlass goes down early, like in a VGC format, that one mon being your like core, that's 25% of your team. Like it's different than singles draft where one mon is like less percentage that I don't feel like doing the math in my head right now. Um so like it's not that I'm not giving this team enough credit. I think it's just that this team is too reliant on its mega for only having one mega.
I mean, that's fair.
Um what letter ranking would you give this team? Because I am also curious.
B. I want to say like B, B plus.
I was gonna say B. I would not give it higher. Might give it lower, but I think Mecha Frostless is just really strong right now to the point where like it, Mega Frostlass is going to be worse in draft because like you're limited on what you can run, but it's still a strong one. Um, so yeah, let's. Is this the last team?
Yep,
Oh,
he's our first pick overall.
yeah. Which, you know, I don't know if the initial plan was Mega Excadrill because I know Excadrill regular got taken before it could have gotten to you, but that is an interesting Mega choice.
I don't, I don't hate it.
Well, it. See, the thing is, regular Excadrill is just going to be better overall in most situations. Like, Why would you want to get rid of Sand Rush?
Yeah, I don't think yeah, I agree in that I don't think the extra is going to be megaing all that much, but I think in a lower power format like this, it's not horrible to have as an option. I do wish they could have at least gotten a different, like, a different mega.
That's my entire point. The only value I could see to Mega Excadrill over regular Excadrill is you don't have to run it in sand. Mega Excadrill is base 103 speed, outspeeding Garchomp by 1 point. You are like relatively fast. You have Corviknight to set Tailwind, and then you don't have to worry about Protect because that's what its ability does. It's Unseen Fist, but called Piercing Drill. So like
Yep.
this team, the only value I see to having Mega Excadrill is you don't need the sand, which I think is relatively strong. I just think a lot of this team is built around the sand, with Lycanroc being another sand abuser, Sandaconda being solid in the sand, and like there just being a lot of mons that aren't damaged by sand on this team. Um, Superior is interesting. I think that's what I'll give it is a solid interesting. Um, I could see it being good just because grass is strong. Especially just spamming Leaf Storm until morale improves. Um,
Mm, yeah. I don't have too much to say about this. It is a sand team.
yep. That's basically it. It is a sand team. A. That's what sand teams get. Most weather built teams in VGC formats will get you an A. If you build a solid weather team, you get yourself an A. Any final parting words for this video? Any team you'd like to point out as your favorite? Any team you'd like to point out as your least favorite?
Fuck you, Lando. Your team is annoying as shit.
Type shit.
Uh, the wall, I think, is gonna be funny as a whole. Uh, yeah, no, that's kind of it.
Okay,
I hope I do decent.
you won't. Anyways, thank you all for listening to us yap for an hour and a half, maybe a little less.
Yeah, less than, yeah,
Um,
probably like an hour and a half ish.
oh, I can actually look at the time. An hour and 28 minutes. Which, thank God it went shorter than the other one. We fucking spent 2.5 hours on that shit. And then I couldn't be heard. It was very annoying. Um, but yeah,
Yeah.
see you all for the week one recap. Anyone else who
See ya.
isn't a part of this draft, why are you watching this? Um, but I don't know. Like, subscribe, hit the things that do the dings, or whatever the fuck YouTubers say.